Hello everybody, welcome back to Gameplay Experience. It's been well over a year since I've uploaded the last episode, which would have been the Giant. But now, since I'm back into zombies, I'm back into these and I'm very excited to look at Kino or Toten in this video. Feel free to like and subscribe to this video if you do enjoy this type of content, and I'll be sure to actually produce more and not stop and wait an entire year to bring them back again for the second time. So yeah, let's get right on to the criteria of what we're looking for in this video. Adaptation is the first one. It takes a look at how a past map translates into more modern gameplay. Visuals. Does the map look appealing and are the thematics appropriate to what the map is trying to convey? Difficulty. The level of challenge within a map that is paired up with the tools that are allotted to us throughout the map. Cons. The negative aspects that might be within the map that take away from the experience. And then a summarization that establishes a score out of 10 based on how well the map met the criteria that was listed before. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think we are finally ready to dive in and dissect the fan favorite Kino or Toten in Zombies Chronicles. Here we go. A man once waltzed into a club. Black Ops 1 Kino was a very simple map back in 2010. The whole point of it was that you got your guns, you grinded points, you got perks, you opened up the theater, you trained around in there for a bit, you got pack-a-punch and breathed for a little bit, and then you continued to train, and then breathe, train, breathe. And that was the idea behind Kino. Noobs love the map. Some professionals love the map, others think it's a little bit too easy. Which is a fair claim either way. I personally like Kino. Don't love it, don't hate it, don't dislike it even. I just like it. And the heart of Kino, that was so simple back then, is still just as simple now, but with gobblegums. What I love about Black Ops 3's take on Kino is that it serves as a balance to the quest-heavy maps that are within the game. Origins, to an extent. Shadows of Evil, Durizendra, Zetsubo no Shima, Gorod Krovi, Revelations. They're all very hefty and complicated maps, while Kino or Toten is simple, but accessible. The problem with Nocturne, Toten, Varuk, and Shino Numa, even in Chronicles, is that without Mega Gobblegums, they're just as bare bones as they were years ago, where you don't have Pack-a-Punch, so you won't be getting very far without some really good skill in the mix. But with Kino or Toten, and this is very simple to the Giant, you have your perks, you have Pack-a-Punch. This map is a very welcoming map, and I love that. I love that to pieces. I myself don't love Kino as much as some people amongst the fan base do, but I still very much respect it for what it serves in Black Ops 3 and what it did in Black Ops 1. Back in 2010, Black Ops 1's Kino or Toten was black, dark gray, barely any red in there. It was ugly. Alright, the map played well, doesn't mean it looked well though. It did not look good at all. Zombie Chronicles came along 6 years later and said, let me do a paint job. So then we got this. Amazing lighting, good saturation of colors while staying true to the desolate, dim feeling of the map. It's abandoned, it's dead inside, and even though the graphics are spruced up, it still represents the whole meaning of what it did 6 years before in the original Black Ops 1 Kino or Toten. The alleyway now looks better than ever, and that's coming from someone who would say back in 2010 when Black Ops 1 came out, it looked great then, looks amazing now. And this is 6 years after Zombie Chronicles came out, mind you, and I'm still wowed by the visuals. In Black Ops 1, the complaints about this map is that it was too easy. And that's a perfectly fair point because the way that the zombies were programmed back then were much easier than what they were now. In Black Ops 3, the zombies move faster and they also hit faster, which means that you have to be careful, you have to stay on your toes. And that basically sums up zombies in a nutshell. Stay on your toes, use what you can to survive. So I'm really glad that this version of Kino is still as simple as the original. The difficulty is still similar, but it's upped a little bit. I respect that greatly. It makes the map just a little bit more immersive, a little bit more fun. It provides just a bit of a greater challenge and just makes it a tad bit more inviting. I appreciate it greatly. I like Kino a lot, but I'm not here to say it's a perfect map. It suffers from a couple cons, and one con is very easy to see. The thing about Kino is that, like I said, it's a simple map. And the fatal flaw in simple maps is that it gets repetitive very easily because it's a very formulaic map. There's a list of steps that anybody can tell you and they'll barely sound any different from person to person, which kind of takes away from the map because nobody wants to play it left and right. I also feel like that Kino in Black Ops 3 was a missed opportunity to reintroduce more weapons from Black Ops 1. Yes, there's a few here, but I would have just liked to have seen more. There's some very iconic weaponry in Black Ops 1, and seeing it here in a modern setting would have paid a great tribute to the original. Not to say that not having it really hurts it, it's kind of a minor nitpick at its core, but either way, it's a notable mention of something that Kino or Toten could have done here. I truly believe that Black Ops 3 Kino was a successful adaptation of what we had in Black Ops 1. The visuals were upscaled to something really nice looking. It's not the most beautiful map of all time, but it still looks really good. I love the sound design that are in the theaters too. When I'm wearing headphones, I can hear the zombies echo from far away, and it's a little bit chilling. And that's what's fun about it. I did mention that because of the zombies engine in this game, it keeps you on your toes a little bit more, and the sound design just helps that just a little bit more. The gobblegums don't break the map as long as you don't use megas, and you know who you are. Issue about the simplicity of this map and how it can get repetitive isn't really something it can do much to remedy without changing the map greatly. And if it does change the map greatly, then the adaptation isn't done very well as a result of that. So, I think it's safe to say that we'd rather have a bit of a simple repetition issue rather than a poor adaptation of the map in hopes to remedy that instead. So I believe that Treyarch made the right choice when creating this map. Not to mention, just a little bit of extra fan service would have gone a little bit away, but that's totally fine. I'd be ludicrous to say that Kino or Toten's perfect, but I'd be crazy to say that any map is perfect with that matter in mind. Kino or Toten suffers from a little bit, but not a whole lot. There wasn't much that they could do, and I'm sure that they'd rather choose a great adaptation over the remedy of the simplicity problem. And I'm glad that they made that choice, because this map is still really good at the end of the day, even if it's not my favorite. Treyarch put great effort into making this map the way it is, and I wouldn't change a thing about it, even with its slight imperfections. So with all that in mind, everybody, what was an 8.25 back in the Black Ops 1 version will be bumped up to a 9.0 in Black Ops 3's version. A great map for people who are seeking something simple and fun. Excellent job, Treyarch. Very well done. Cue the outro! Thank you guys for coming around to check out this video. It makes me very happy to put this video out after weeks of inactivity and just bringing this series back all together. I don't know how consistent or inconsistent I will be from this point forward, but I'm going to take it slow and try to get one video out per week for now. If I'm feeling comfortable with one, I'll do 2, then eventually 3, but I'll probably not exceed that point. Let's just play it by ear, and I'll let you know how it goes through time. So, see you guys in the next one.